Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Swiss meringue buttercream frosting. Now you guys have been requesting this one for so long, so I finally made it. Now this is perfect for those of you who want a frosting alternative to American buttercream frosting, which I have a recipe for on my website. Now American buttercream frosting is made using butter, which you whip up until it's nice and pale and fluffy, and then add powdered sugar to it, whip it up, and that's American buttercream frosting. This one has a little bit more involved. It's smoother, it's a little bit more velvetier and shinier. I don't know if velvetier is a word. Velvety. So I'm going to take you through all the steps. I think I've blabbed on enough. I'm going to come back at the end and explain a couple more things. Let's get stuck into it. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to start off with is our Swiss meringue. Now this is much easier than making a syrup to make a meringue. Now I'm going to add some boiling water from the kettle just to help speed the process up. You can use cold water and boil it that way. We want to get this on a low simmer, and we want about, I don't know, a couple inches of water in there. You just want to make sure it doesn't touch the bottom of your bowl. Now with the bowl, you want to either use a glass bowl or a metal bowl. Avoid using a plastic bowl. Now while the water is simmering gently underneath, we're going to add our egg whites and sugar. Now I'm using a whisk just to whisk this up. Continue whisking until this mixture gets slightly warm, and when you put your fingers in and rub them together, you can't feel any sugar grains. Now this does two things. It helps dissolve the sugar so our frosting is nice and smooth, and it also helps slightly and gently cook the egg whites so that they're safe to eat. Now I'm going to use my stand mixer with a whisk attachment, but you can use a hand mixer instead. Now we're going to continue whisking this on high speed until your meringue is nice and thick and glossy. Now in a second we're going to add some butter in there, and you want to make sure that your butter is super soft. It's very important that it's soft. You want to make it so soft that when you put your finger in there, it takes very little effort to actually go through the butter. Now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of that butter into our meringue mixture with the whisk attachment while the mixer is on high speed. Now don't panic because the meringue will deflate. That's completely normal. Once you have each tablespoon of butter in there and all of the butter is in there, you want to stop your mixer. We're going to scrape the bowl to make sure everything gets mixed in properly. Now we're going to get rid of our buttercream from our whisk attachment, and we're going to switch over to our paddle attachment. Now it's at this point that you can add your vanilla extract or any kind of flavoring that you like, or you can use any kind of food gel that you like as well to color your frosting. Now our whisk attachment has made our buttercream really nice and fluffy, but it's also made it really airy as well. Now this can become a problem when you're frosting because there can be lots of air bubbles and it won't be nice and smooth. To help get rid of those air bubbles and to make your frosting nice and smooth, the last step we're going to do is switch over to our paddle attachment, and we're going to mix this on low speed for about 5 minutes. If you're using a hand whisk, you can stop whisking with a hand whisk and just use a hand paddle and just paddle the frosting until it's nice and smooth and there's not as many air bubbles. That is how you make Swiss meringue frosting. Okay guys, so that was my Swiss meringue buttercream. I hope you guys enjoy watching this one. The recipe is going to be on my website. I've also left a list of the ingredients in the description box below for you guys. Now for this buttercream, you can make it in advance, up to 2 to 3 weeks in advance. I'm trying to look for where I've put it. I think I've actually put it in the fridge. But you can pop it in a container, airtight container, pop it in the fridge for about 2 to 3 weeks. If you want to use it, thaw it for about 20 minutes, whip it back up in the mixer. You can make this with a hand mixer. I've used a stand mixer. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. You can use this for cookies, cupcakes, cakes. You can use it in any kind of frosting situation. It holds its shape really well. I hope I've gone through everything and explained it okay, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Scran Line.